What is up, guys? Zay from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about an absolutely glitchy coverage that you guys can use against those pesky compression corner routes. But before we do that, guys, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Also, make sure you guys take the time and hit that notification bell so you're notified daily when I upload here to the Zay Madden YouTube channel. If you guys want to watch me play Madden 20 live, you guys can find me on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/ZanMadden. The link is in the description, and I also have a link to my brand new ebook bundle. You guys can get my offense and my defense available through my PayHip account below in the description. If you want one or the other, you guys can check me on my Twitch channel, and I have those offensive and defensive ebooks individually available as well. So go ahead and click those links in the description. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into today's tip, where we're going to be talking about the 3-3-5 wide. Now, this is notoriously the best run defensive formation in the game with the safety double spy, but a lot of players talk about how poor it is from a coverage standpoint. Now, this is actually a reboot of a sub tip that I did on my Twitch channel a few weeks back. So this is going to be kind of a look behind the curtain at the type of exclusive content that my Twitch subs get every single Friday. So we're going to go ahead and show this to you here. What we're going to do is we're going to use a package. We're going to flick the right stick over to the right a couple times. And you'll see that it kind of shows safety nickel back. Now, what I've done for the purpose of this video is I've already subbed the nickel back out, and then I sub him back in. So that way the safety package is active, but the right bumper sub trumps the actual sub that goes into that spot. So you're going to be able to use your true nickel corner, and this is going to change how you can kind of design your coverage. Now, the other thing that I would do here is I'd probably make sure you have a good cover safety at the middle linebacker position. You notice that I just put in an athlete at this spot rather than a middle linebacker. If you guys play MUT, this is where a lot of players will play Taylor Mays, Dawkins, Tillman, Calvin Johnson as a user. A lot of players use this spot, so that's where your user might go. So let's go ahead and take the field here. The play we're going to be calling is the Tampa 2. Now, the reason that we call this safety package is that the safety nickelback package, the game thinks that a third safety is now on the field, which changes up the zone. So traditionally, when you don't use this package, you would get your standard slot adjustments, your typical your typical adjustments that you would get, your vertical hooks, your seam flats, curl flats, blitz, spy, bluff blitz, man up, those types of adjustments. But because the game thinks that this nickel corner is a third safety, you'll notice that it gives him outside third left, deep half left, middle third, mid read, outside third right, deep half right, man coverage, and blitz, because it thinks it's a safety. And it actually affords those same adjustments to the other safeties as well. You take a look at Justin Simmons here, and you also take a look at Jackson. He's got the same adjustments. So what we're going to do is we're going to play a cover 2 shell where you're going to get that cloud reroute on the outside. But then we're going to take both of those safeties and put them into outside thirds on their respective sides of the field, which allows you to play basically a double cover 3 cloud, where you're going to get that reroute from the cloud flat. Cloud flats typically play corner routes, but they tend to get sucked down when you run cover 2, and you really need outside thirds to help bracket those corner routes. So if you face one of those rollout corner offenses, whether it be tight offset, tight end, or any of those sets where you could face a corner to either side in a cut block, this is going to be key for you. Now, what I would like to do on this play is I typically would rush 5. You could also drop, the defensive lineman into a vert hook if you want. So that way you got a couple underneath vert hooks and rushing 4. You could always spy and rush 3 if you wanted to on this play as well. But you can use this spot on the field. And what you're going to do with this spot is just kind of lurk the middle of the field. You're responsible for seams, posts, deep in breaking routes, anything deep down the middle that might get in between those safeties. Because keep in mind that those safeties are not in deep halves where they can actually pinch the middle throws, which cover 2 can do well. They're an outside third. So anything that's breaking deep over the middle, they are not going to play that. However, they're going to do a far better job of playing those rollout corners in this example. So as you notice, we're in the tight offset tight end here in the Vikings playbook. We've got the ability to throw those rollout corners to either side here in this regard. And I want to kind of just show you what you're going to notice. Now, if you guys didn't watch the video, you can go back and watch the visual cues video on pointing for cut blocks. Quarterbacks will point to the side of the field that they're cut blocking. So if you see the quarterback point to the left, chances are they want to roll out and throw the ball to the left, which is going to help you kind of know where to use her or where to worry with your play. You can flash to the left and peel back to the backside read. Or if they point to the right, you can flash to the right and peel back to the left side, backside read. It's kind of going to tell you what they want to do in this offense, but then your coverage is far better as well. So for the purpose of this, I'm actually not going to cut block and roll out because obviously Cousins doesn't do that well, but that is something you'll want to do. Now, keep in mind, I'm not usering on this play. You're going to be able to use her the deep middle of the field. To mimic that, I'm just going to kind of put him into a middle third and click off of him. So You can play your 3-5 wide pretty much the same way. But as you notice here on this play, you kind of get the jams, and then you have these cloud flats and outside thirds that both stack those routes. Now, the beauty of this is that the throw has to be completely on point. You've got double outside linebacker rush on this play, and you're going to be able to get to the quarterback with those athletes. So what I would recommend on this is if you're going to use 3 abilities, you see the 3 guys that are rushing, 2 outside backers, edge threat elite on them is preferred. Inside rusher, you want a pass rush elite, power specialist combo. Inside, that's going to help them get to the quarterback more consistently. Now, as far as your coverage goes on both sides, you're going to see how on both sides of the field, over here, this far side of the field, you've actually got the cloud flat sinking underneath that corner, and you've got the outside third stacking it. So that route is pretty well covered. Also, you might laugh, but if you have an athlete at the DN spot, you see how we're dropping number 95 off the ball. If you put an athlete at this spot in the vertical hook, they'll sometimes go out and match that corner route themselves. So you've got 3 guys over there. Now, on this side of the field, you've got the same deal. You've got a cloud flat and an outside third. So that way, when they throw this ball, you're going to be able to click on and get over to this throw right here to this corner route that's breaking. So, when people say that the 3-3-5 wide is a poor coverage defense, they're basically not taking advantage of this package. Another thing that you could do on this is you could actually put this guy right here, Callahan, into an outside third on the left. You could rotate this guy into center field, and then you could actually put this guy into an outside third on the right side, which gives you kind of a cover 3 cloud. You might see this type of coverage from a big nickel over G where the slot player drops to the outside. That's a popular coverage as well, and it'll have a very, very similar effect. So if I were to go ahead and do some sort of double rollout here, you're going to see how he basically is in that spot where you're going to be able to click on and get that safety to rally down, or that outside third to click on and break down on that throw, whether or not you throw it to the right or the left. So let me go ahead and set up that first coverage again here. If you were to do something like this with your coverage, and then of course, like I said, you could go ahead and do whatever you want with your D lineman. I oftentimes would put a outside linebacker, like a 4-3 outside linebacker, Keith Bullock, Fred Warner, somebody like that. And that will allow them to basically drop off the ball into spies, chase mobile quarterbacks, and play those routes a little bit better. Again, I'm not really doing a whole lot here with my user, but you do have freedom. If you see them point to the right, you know that they're going to be trying to throw that corner route to the right. So in this example, I'll try to throw the ball to Thielen. You see right here, like if I go to throw this ball, like there's clearly click on potential. I did complete that, but again, I don't have a super athlete. I believe that's Kareem Jackson or somebody there. If you guys are playing Ultimate Team, you guys are going to put really high zone coverage players, high play recognition, good speed, agility. They're going to be able to break on that ball a little bit better than what you'll see in regs. But you can see in regs, it's a very tight throw, and that bodes very, very well for any mode you really play in, because if it's a tight throw in regs, it's going to be even tighter in MUT, salary cap, all Madden difficulty modes, CFMs, where you can actually kind of, build your players a certain way. And again, I could easily click onto this player right here and make this pick. I mean, you see how tight that throw truly is here. Honestly, this should have been swatted. If you look at it, the ball kind of like went through his hand, but you can see just how good that coverage is. So again, guys, what we are doing is we are doing the safety at nickelback package, and we are changing the different zones that are afforded to you. So you notice that we have the outside third, deep halves, middle thirds on both sides of the thirds and halves on both sides of the field, and then the middle third and mid read. So that's really, really crucial. Whereas if you don't use that package, you don't get those extra adjustments that you could use in the 3-3-5 wide. So my recommendation to you is if you base out a 3-3-5 wide, you could use regular normal package against your run first players, your Oakland Tour players, where you use the spy setups for run defense. And then when you face the rollout players, you're going to have the ability to actually change up your coverage, where you can actually stop those rollout corners. Now, the one thing you don't have available is the ability to spy your safety. So when you use this package, you are not going to be able to play that true run defense that you're so used to playing. But that's the give and take of it. There is some serious coverage potential in this formation. People just haven't really thought to unlock it by using packages. So hopefully this video was informational for you guys. Please let me know if this helped you out. Let me know if you're running this. These rules apply to any formation. If you were to do this in a nickel normal with the safety package, in nickel corner, it would do the same thing to that formation. Big nickel over G is already basically a stock nickel package with 3 safeties on the field, so you see it there. If you were to do, dollar or dime with this type of safety at nickel or dime back, you would be able to do these same tricks of the trade. So Let me know if you guys are doing this, what formations you're doing it out of, if it's benefiting you at all, and we'll hopefully see you guys tomorrow on our next video. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab, man. Good luck.